Hello, lovelies. Welcome back. I am so excited to share this week's episode with you, Reinventing Yourself. So let's get to it. Reinventing yourself. Why is it important? The way you view and describe yourself is a key influencer to the actions that you take. And it can be a blind spot, like the way you identify yourself, the way you describe yourself. It can feel so unchangeable, so rigid, so factual, that we can really have a blind spot to this language we're using to describe ourselves. So I want to give you a heads up on it so you can not only see it, but understand how simple it is to change it, to reinvent yourself and get the goals that you really want. So your identity, basics in identity 101, is how you describe yourself. So it's the language you use when talking about yourself. Each day we use language that defines who we are, who you are. And the language you use to talk about yourself ultimately drives the actions you take or don't take. So the way you approach your goals has less to do with your circumstances and more to do with the way you view yourself, the way you talk to and about yourself, aka your identity, your self-identity. So here's why identity matters so much in goals. Your current identity produces your current results. I'm going to say that again. Your current identity produces your current results. So to create new habits, you must think differently about yourself. You must think differently about your skills, your ability, your strength, what's possible for you. And when you do that, you get different results. You get improved results when you improve the way you view yourself. Fascinating, huh? So let's talk about what makes goals a struggle. What makes goals, reaching goals, a struggle is trying to take different actions, like trying to create new habits, but having the same view of yourself. So this looks like, man, this is harder than I thought. Am I cut out for this? Can I really do this? And then just leaving those questions unanswered. So reinventing yourself is choosing to see yourself as a new woman, the woman who has already accomplished this goal. You change the way you talk about yourself, the way you talk to yourself, because you don't have to wait until you reach a new goal to see yourself differently. Has this been the case for you where you set a goal and maybe it's, whether it's long-term, short-term, and you think, man, when I get there, things will be so much easier. When I lose the weight, when I get the new job, when I go on the trip, whatever, when I get the promotion, when I pay off the debt, when I get there, then I can be proud of myself. Then I can be confident in myself. Then things will be so much better. But listen, I want you to hear this deeply. You don't have to wait until you reach your new goal to be proud of yourself, to see yourself differently, to feel the way you want to feel on the other side of that goal. That's the really cool part. So recently, I met a woman on the beach. It was so fun. We were in Gulf Shores and we were walking on the beach, Jay and I, in the morning, and I saw this lady and she was so fit. I didn't know exactly her age or anything like that, but she was walking past us and I almost said something to her. I'm like, man, she's so fit. I just want to pick her brain. And so actually, when we turned around, she had turned around and was walking back to meet us. And I was like, I can't not say something to this woman. She inspires me. Just how fit she is so inspiring. I wanted to tell her. So I just stopped her and said, hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? She's like, yeah. I'm like, clearly you work out. And I said, your body's just so fit. I just wanted to let you know that's inspiring to me. Seeing you is inspiring to me because, I'm on this same journey as you. She was so kind. She was so happy to tell me how she's doing. She thanked me for my words. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do that. One, I really just wanted to tell her how much she inspired me, because you could see the work she puts into her life, not only in the gym, but in her nutrition. And we understand like how much effort's involved in that. Yeah. So, but another reason was because the way people think, the way she thinks about herself, the way she talks about herself, the way she talks about food, right? Because the way people think is a key factor in their success, I wanted to get some of her thoughts. She was so happy to share them. In fact, she even said that. She's like, a lot of people in the fitness world, we want to share. I wanted to get some of her thoughts. How does she view eating on vacation, right? Because we're on vacation. Does she feel deprived? Is she having a drink or an ice cream? Was she even thinking about food? I was just so curious. So she shared her thoughts with me, and she said that she's been working out and eating healthy for 20 years now. She was 43, and this is just what she does now. This is just what she does now. It's such a part of her life now that she doesn't overthink about food. She doesn't drink a lot. Like, she can see people like drinking a lot through the weekend, when people are on vacation. She just thinks, what? That doesn't make me feel good. It's not even something I want. She enjoys the beach and the meals, like she had a burger, but she isn't thinking about what she can't have. It's not even on the radar. Yeah. So thanks, Lovely, if you're listening to this episode. Thanks again. So I can borrow her example. You can borrow her example and her thinking. This is what reinventing yourself is. It's taking ownership of the thoughts you choose to think. This is a big part of the work we do in coaching. We look at your current way of thinking, we look at your current habits, your current identity, and then what we see, like, where is the gap between where you want to be and where you currently are? Not only in your results, but also in your thinking. Because remember, your current identity produces your current results. So we get an insight to that right from the get-go when women start working with me. What are your current thoughts about yourself? So if you're curious about what that process looks like, this is something that we do in my program. So we won't get into detail here. I just want you to know it's possible. And when you reinvent yourself and take ownership of who you are and who you're gonna be, regardless of what your past looks like, you're not describing what you can or can't do based on your circumstances. When you reinvent yourself, you're not thinking, well, I can't because of this, and I can't because of this. You're thinking, this is why I can, this is why I am. You think about where you want to be, the way you want to be living your life and living your day to day. Because when you acknowledge those things, that's when you're really going to feel so fulfilled, because you're going to see what authentically is matching up with your priorities. When you feel stuck in your current schedule and in your current habits, it's because there's a disconnect between what you authentically want to do and the actions you're currently taking. There's a gap there. So we bridge that gap. Reinventing yourself is taking ownership of who you are today. This moment. Podcast not even done yet. Not yesterday, not a year ago, not 20 years ago, today, moving forward. So if you've decided to make healthy eating and moving your body a priority because this is who you are now, just like this Lovely I met on the beach, you're going to have so much fun picking out recipes and moving your body. You're going to enjoy the process of reaching those goals so much more because you already step into the identity of the woman who lives this way. Instead of thinking, how do I get there and what do I have to do and I don't know what to eat, that thinking has shifted. And now instead, You are looking at yourself as a woman who just lives this way now. You know what? Up to this point, up to yesterday, even up to this morning, I might have been someone who's like, this is hard and I don't know what I want and why even bother? But taking ownership of what you really want, you know deeply. You know deeply how important it is for you. Like you can't even stop the progress you want to make because it's just a fire in your belly to make these changes, yeah? You're going to have so much fun reaching those goals. So you reinvent yourself in the way you think about yourself now, and your new results catch up to you. Think about how different that is versus like, man, I have to reach this goal and then I'll feel good about yourself. No, girl, you get to feel good about yourself now, which makes reaching goals so much more fun. And then your results catch up to you. Your joy is not catching up with you. You have the joy now. So let's talk about another reason why reinventing yourself today is so crucial. Because people around you will always have an opinion of who you are. This is not necessarily a bad thing. So we're not like slamming down people or anything. But I just want you to know, people around you will always have an opinion of who you are, whether they really know you or not. You might meet someone for 5 seconds and they think they just know who you are, yeah? Right? So knowing who you are, being very clear and taking ownership of yourself and who you are and who you're choosing to be is so necessary, right? Because some might say, have you tried this before? Why are you even doing this? You know you don't have to do it. Why don't you just take it easy? You already have a great life. That's a lot of work, right? If you don't take ownership of your identity, if you don't reinvent yourself today, then what people say like that is just gonna be like, oh, yeah, you're right. I should just take it easy. I don't have to do it. Why am I doing this? Right? When you have decided that these new habits are just a part of who you are, like it's so important for you to stick to this now, so important for your future, your health, your family. You know what the response is to all of that questioning when people are like, I don't know, I know you from the past, and didn't you already try this before? You're like, yep, sure did. Reinventing yourself is hearing all of that and saying, yeah, that's what I used to do. Yeah, those are my results back then. It's different this time. And whether you decide to tell that to people or not is a total choice. It doesn't even matter. But you know it deeply. You are owning your results. You are owning your choices. Because it's not what others say about you that defines you. What you think about yourself and how you describe yourself defines you. So 1, start noticing, how do you describe yourself? What are you saying about yourself? And if you want to reach new goals, new thinking is a part of it. Reinventing yourself is looking at where you want to be, healthy, joyful, full of purpose, and doing what you say you will because you can do it. This isn't just talking the talk. We're past just knowledge alone. This is taking the action you have been craving to have a part of your schedule. Reinventing yourself changes the conversation with yourself from, can I do it? To, this is who I am now. This is what I do now. And I love it. I am in love with what I do because it is so on purpose. It accomplishes a purpose. And let me tell you another beautiful blessing that happens when you reinvent yourself and you really take ownership of your identity in this way. When you step up and own how important making these changes are, you have a positive effect on your family, on your team, on your peers. I want you to think about how true that is. All around them, all around the people you love, your family, your friends, your peers, your team, there's an abundance of people saying, you don't have to do it. Oh, does reaching your goals feel hard? Just take it easy. You don't want to do it? Don't. Right? Oh, do you think it's too hard for you? Yeah, maybe it is. No. You set a powerful example by doing what you say is important to you. You set a powerful example just by living that way, by doing what you say you will. by following your plan. Think of how inspiring it is when you're in a moment of doubt, think you can't do it, and someone who sees you deeply says, stick with it. You're doing this. I'm so confident in you. Let it be hard right now. That's who you become when you reinvent yourself. Reinventing yourself requires surrounding yourself with support, self included. It's reminding yourself and acknowledging, I know there may be challenges, of course. That's what I'm here for. I'm taking this on. I'm building endurance. The challenge is the reason I will succeed. And it's extremely fulfilling. You are lining up more and more with your authentic self. You are lining up more and more with your priorities. How you feel about yourself can change today. So are you making a transition? Are you ready for more? What does reinventing yourself look like for you? I invite you to schedule a consultation to answer that question fully. We'll look at where you are now and where you want to be, and we'll bridge that gap so you can start enjoying the benefits of that right now. To have a consultation about reinventing yourself, go to misschristiewilliams.com and click on Work with Christie. I hope you have fully enjoyed this episode. Tag me on Instagram at Miss Christie Williams with all the juicy gems you got from the episode today, and I'll see you guys next time.